Hello Fly Tires, Mike Dunaway, the Flatland Fly Tire here. And today we're going to show you how to make use of a great fly tying material, especially for small flies to use for crappie, panfish, bass. And it is a Pine Squirrel Zonker. Very fine stuff. It's just the smaller version of a rabbit zonker, but a great material to work with. So today I'm tying this on a size 6 curved nymph hook with in this case, a medium cone head in a copper color. And as usual, I'm going to use some lead wire, some .020 lead wire to stabilize that cone. We'll use a number of wraps of that. Half a dozen wraps or so. Push that up into the cone to stabilize the cone. We're using a 70 denier ultra thread in a brown. Start that in right behind the cone. And build a thread base back to the bend of the hook. So let's tie the rabbit zonker in, or the pine squirrel zonker in. And we can make that tail as long as you'd like, but I think about 1.5 hook lengths is about right for my purpose today. So spread the hair fibers apart. Take a loose wrap, another one, and cinch it down. Try to keep the zonker strip, the leather base, firmly attached on the top side of the hook, just like that. Okay, we'll pull all this back out of the way, all the hair fibers. Now for our body material, we're going to add some flash. We're going to use some flat diamond braid, and silver in this case. Tie that in right in front of the Pine Squirrel Zonker. Advance our thread forward, but we're going to leave about one length of the cone behind the cone. We're going to leave that free, so that's where we stopped our thread. Now we'll advance our flat diamond braid. And tie that off. At this point, I'm going to add in some flash, and for this fly, we're going to use some copper colored Flashaboo. We'll divide that Flashaboo strip in half and cut it in two. Wrap that around the hook and even it up on both sides of the hook. Tie it in on the near side. Now on the far side. Pardon me. Next, we're going to add some rubber legs. For this, I'm using some copper colored or orange silly legs that are barred, and we'll treat that in the same way as we treated the Flashabou. Take the other pair of legs to the other side. I think I'll trim this now, and I'm going to trim those legs so that they are just a little shorter than the tail on this fly. Get my Flashabou out of the way. There we go. Now we can pull our zonker strip forward, get the hair out of the way, and tie it down. Once we have it secured, then we can snip off the excess. Tidy that up a little bit. Now we're going to use the pine squirrel in addition to create a collar on this fly. And so we're going to pull some of the hair fibers off of the end to help with our tie down. Tie that in. Now we can wrap that Pine Squirrel Zonker around the hook shank with touching wraps and stroke those hair fibers rearward as we do that. Wrap that tight up against the cone. Tie that down with our thread. Get about 3 wraps in there and cut off our excess. Now we can whip finish. And force just a little bit of head cement behind the cone on our thread. There we go. And there we have the Pine Squirrel Zonker streamer, small streamer. It's great for crappie, bass, works wonderful on trout, imitates the sculpin very nicely, imitates a crawdad if you work it slow along the bottom. It's a very versatile, small streamer pattern to use. Have fun tying it and fishing it.